Hi there folks, welcome to RRTV's broadcast of tonight's Star Mazda Australian Championship. Tonight we are broadcasting from Oran Park Raceway, and we have a full field of Star Mazdas coming our way tonight. Before we go on, I'd just like to thank our sponsors, Quick Beds. So Quick Beds is a grassroots fundraising program, so if you do any or book any accommodation on Quick Beds, use the grassroots code 1564, and that ensures that some money comes back to back to the league that runs this, and it goes back into this great series. I'd also like to thank G&T Racing and Monster Designs for supporting this great series. So the guys are just warming up at the moment, so let's have a look at Oran Park. This track's located was located in New South Wales in Australia. It's no longer there. It's now a housing development, but fortunately iRacing did manage to scan this track prior to it being demolished. So the track length tonight is 2.61 kilometres, and I'd say a very tight 2.61 kilometres. Race length tonight's 39 laps. Fast repairs will be 1. Incident limit will be 20. So the drivers are going to have to watch that tonight. For those of you new to our broadcasts, they get 1 point deducted if they put 2 wheels off the track. They get 2 points deducted if they spin the car, and 4 points deducted if they have an accident or run into another car. So once they get to 20 points, they will be disqualified. Pit stops tonight is 1. Fuel stop will be mandatory. Tyres are optional. Having a look at Oran Park, as you can see from our overlay here, the passing opportunities are in green. So they'll have a good passing opportunity down the main straight, through corner 1 and corner 2, a very tight left-hander there, up under the bridge through corner 3. Again, they may try to pass through corner 4 and up over the top of the bridge through corner 6. Really, after that, they're just going to have to hold station all the way up to corner 12, but you may see some passing on corner 9 there. Looking at our weather tonight, it's mostly cloudy. The air temp out there is 30 degrees Celsius. The track temp's 36 degrees, so it's quite hot out there, and the guys are going to have to watch their tyres. Winds are coming from the east at 24 kilometres an hour. So we're just coming to live pictures now, folks, and I'll get all the overlays set up, and with 1 minute to go till the end of their practice session, I'll take you through our grid. So having a look at our grid tonight, we have Nathan. I'll just check that, folks. Give me 1 second. So having a look at our grid tonight, folks, we've got Damien Carr on pole, followed by Bird, and third will be Andrew Gaines. 4th, James Keane. 5th will be Alan Holgerson. 6th, Joshua Anderson. 7th, Dylan Shepherd. 8th, Peter Latham. Marcelo Rivera will start out at 9th, with Brenton O'Brien starting in 10th position. Eleventh will be Scott Connors. 12th, Michael Schreier. David Jellings out of 13th. Trent Thomas will start out of 14th. Lars Jepperson will start out of 15th. David Pegler will start out of 16th. 17th, Bay. 18th, Jones. 19th, Fine. 20th, Barron. 21st, Dave Oliver. Rogers, 22nd. 23rd, Black. Simon Gelly, 24th. 25th, Darren Vouch. And rounding out our field of 26 tonight will be Luke Emerton. So as we can see, the drivers are now starting to grid up, and we'll be under starters orders very soon for the start of this race. So we're coming under starters orders now. We've got Michael Schreier. Looks like he's starting from first, so my overlays are messed up again. So they're underway, folks. Green light, 39 laps to go with Michael Schreier and Marcelo Rivera coming down to the first corner here. To see, looks like Michael's covering off. Marcelo's going through into second at this point, followed by Leighton Fine in third. Fourth, Dave Oliver, and rounding out our top five is Trent Thomas. So having a look from the chopper cam here, we'll have a look further down the field, and we can see here Trent Thomas is having a great battle here with James Keane trying to go around the outside. That's not going to work. And it looks like we've got Christine Rogers on the inside of James Keane there. Further back we've got Dylan Shepherd here in 10th position as he's making a move there on Christine. There's a tangle of wheels there. And we've got a car off on the inside of the last corner as they come around to complete the first lap. So that was Michael Schreier, our leader, going off, coming into that last corner. So we'll jump back to that replay shortly, but let's continue on with watching this great battle. So after one lap, Marcelo Rivera out in front now, followed by Leighton Fine, David Oliver in second and third, Trent Thomas fourth, James Keane fifth. We've got Dylan Shepherd now, he's moved into sixth position, followed by Christine Rogers. So that's a new name to the series, and it's great to see a new driver qualifying in the top split tonight. Lars Jepperson is in 8th position, 9th Nathan Bay, followed closely by Andrew Gaines here. So as you can see, the laps are ticking down extremely quick as Marcelo Rivera sets the fastest lap of 103.961. So as they come through the second corner again, now Michael Schreier set the fastest time, 103.925, and Michael's got a lot of work to do to catch up to this front runners. Michael's currently back in 23rd position after that spin, and we'll have a look at that replay now, folks, and see exactly what happened to Michael in that first lap. Sorry about that. We'll try once more for this replay. As we can see them coming over the hill now, and it looks, where are we going here with this? So they're coming up the back through the dip now. Michael got tagged by Marcelo there. It looked like he had to check up a bit, to be fair to Marcelo, because it looked like Michael got two wheels off. It's a really tricky part of that track there, but either way, that's extremely costly for Michael Schreier, who's currently in 22nd position. So having a look at the moment, folks, we've got Marcelo Rivera out in front, followed by Leighton Fine in second position. Dave Oliver's in third position at the moment, followed by Keane, and rounding out the top five is Shepherd. It also looks like there's a bit of a battle starting to brew here between Josh Anderson and Darren Vouch here, and Darren's currently in 13th position. He's going to have to watch his back though, because he's got Luke Emerton right behind him. As they come down the straight now, too wide, and that looked like Josh Anderson diving in to take his mandatory stop. 4 laps, and we can see another car coming out of their pit stops at the moment. That would be David Pegler. It would be Craig Jones actually, or would it be David? David Pegler's just leaving the pits now. So the pit so far is Craig Jones and David Pegler. We've also got Darren Vouch and Peter Latham here having their pit stops at the moment too. So the drivers are starting to take early pit stops to try to get out of the pack. So you can just see how much this suspension's working as we look on the back of Trent Thomas's car here. As he's going through the corners, you can just see how much load that suspension is taking as he's coming back onto the main straight. Looking out of the nose of Trent Thomas's car now, he is currently chasing down Nathan Bay, who's right in front of him. So at the moment, it's getting really tight up the front again. We've got Marcelo Rivera. He's got a gap now of only 0.5 of a second over second place Leighton Fine. Dave Oliver third is only 0.3 of a second behind. As we can see now, Dave Oliver's starting to close in on his teammate Leighton Fine. No, they're not teammates, sorry. The paint job looked the same, but they're definitely not teammates. So we're jumping on board now with Dave Oliver, and we'll do a lap with Dave from the gyro cam just so you can get a feel for how tight this track is and how hard these drivers are working. So they're just coming up to the old go-kart complex here. Infield, that used to be the go-kart track at Oran Park, and it was a great track too. Just see from this view, folks, how bumpy this track is and how much these drivers are working as they go over this blind crest here and down into second gear back onto the main straight. So they're lapping around here in the 1:03, so this race should take just over 40 minutes to complete at this stage. So at the moment, the people that have made their pit stops is Craig Jones, Michael Barron, Darren Vouch, Peter Latham, Alan Holgerson and David Pegler have all made their mandatory pit stop at this stage. So you can see Lars Jepperson's also coming under a bit of pressure here from his teammate Nathan Bay, and looks like Nathan is fairly racy tonight, so he'll be looking at trying to pass his teammate, and we'll see if he can make this move. They're both chasing down Christine Rogers at the moment in the number 92 Star Mazda here, as we have a car run off ahead of them. That looks like that was Dylan Shepherd there. He was lucky to get that back on the track. And it looks like Lars Jepperson has now come into the pits, which has freed his teammate Nathan Bay. As we can see now, Christine Rogers is starting to try to pass Dylan Shepherd here, and they're fighting for 5th position at the moment with 31 laps to go. So at the moment, James Keane has a fastest lap of a 1 minute 3.511. So that's getting down towards their qualifying time now. And as we ride with Christine Rogers currently in 6th position from the nose of her car. See, she's getting the tow now. She'll be going side by side here with Dylan, coming into the first corner. That was a great move there by Christine Rogers, and it's great to see her move up into 5th position now as Dylan's had a tag there and he's gone around, so that's going to cost quite a few of the drivers some spots there. We'll jump back and have a look at that replay if we can. So we can see he's come in really tight there, and he's just been tagged from the driver behind him, which is going to spin him around. But the thing is, we've got to look where these other cars come through, and we've got another car into the side of Dylan, but the other two come through. So that's cost 3 drivers, but that was well avoided by those other cars. So that would not make Dylan happy at all. But coming back up to the front at the moment, we've got Marcelo Rivera here from Maverick Welding, in their Maverick Welding Star Mazda here, leading the way with Leighton Fine in Mad Cow, followed by Dave Oliver there in 3rd position, and then Marcelo Rivera's teammate, ERA driver James Keane, is currently in 4th. Christine Rogers now out there by herself in 5th position, followed by Trent Thomas, who managed to get around that incident. Now Dave Oliver's set the fastest time of a 103.506. 7th at the moment, we've got Simon Galley here, followed closely by Andrew Gaines in 8th. You can see Andrew now putting the pressure on the back here as they come through turn 2 and up under the bridge. Josh Burden is trying to catch these guys up. He's in 9th. His last lap was a 104.6, so he's 1/10 slower than Andrew Gaines this time in the Sim Racer Star Mazda. And rounding out our top 10 is David Jellings, followed closely by Michael Schreier, who's already up to 11th. Michael was our pole sitter tonight, and he's starting to really work his way through the field. So we jump on board with Michael and we'll follow him around here to see how he goes at trying to round up David Jellings. So he should get into the slipstream here, and we'll see if he can make a move down the inside. So the slipstream's just happening. He's just not close enough to make that move yet. Coming up on the inside here to turn 4, really tight here. Michael's thrown that car in there, and it looks like he's made that move. So that was a fantastic pass there coming into turn 3. So Michael Schreier's now up to 10th position. So we've got just over 27 laps to go, folks. Probably 28 minutes of racing left at the moment. As we can see here, Dave Oliver's in 3rd, and having a look at Leighton Fine now, he's starting to catch up on Marcelo Rivera in 1st position. So looking back on Leighton's car, we can see as they go through, corner 5 and up over the bridge. You can see here as they're coming up to the back part of the circuit, Leighton's trying to keep up with Marcelo. Last lap, they're pretty much doing the same time of 103.724 last lap through, and we can see here as Leighton finishes another lap, he's trying to get into that slipstream, but he's just not quite close enough. Probably about 2 car lengths separating them at this time as he closes back up under brakes here. If you can get a good run out of here, he may be able to make a move on the inside, but it doesn't look like he's close enough at this stage. Can really see how these drivers are thrown around as they take to these tight corners through Oran Park, and the G-forces on these guys must be quite high tonight, because it's quite a fast track, but really you can see by the undulations, the twists and turns really test the drivers' reflexes and skill out. I'm sure after 39 laps around here, these guys are definitely going to feel like they've had a workout tonight. As we can see now, Leighton's decided to come into the pits here, which is going to free Marcelo. So having a look back now, we have a good battle starting to brew here between James Keane and Dave Oliver. Christine Rogers is also on. Where's Christine now? Christine's a fair ways back, but she's still in 4th position. She's now dropped down 7.8 seconds from the leader, and right behind her is Trent Thomas, some 2 seconds down the track. But jumping back up here to the front, we've got Dave Oliver in 2nd position at the moment, and he's starting to come under pressure from James Keane for Evolution Racing Australia here. So having a look at some of the drivers a lap down, we have Dylan Shepherd now is 1 lap down after that incident we saw that he was tangled up in, and he has made his pit stop. Nathan Bay has also made a stop. Alan Holgerson is 1 lap down. David Pegler's now 2 laps down, unfortunately, and Luke Emerton is looks like he may have retired from this race tonight. So we've still got out front at the moment Marcelo Rivera. He has a gap now of 1.3 seconds over Dave Oliver, and Dave Oliver's now got James Keane, and Trent Thomas is just made the pass there on Christine Rogers. We'll have a look at the replay of that just to see where he's made that move. So they're coming up under the bridge here. It looks like he's probably made that move into corner 4, just coming up onto the bridge. Oh yeah, he's got a great run. It looks like Christine might have got a cut track penalty there, as she's had to back off to serve that, which has let Trent Thomas move up into 4th position there. So that was quite fortunate there for Trent. But as we have a look back at number 2, we've got James Keane now starting to come up on the back of Dave Oliver to make that move. As we follow him up over the bridge again, 22 laps remaining, folks, and James is looking like he's wanting to get past Dave as soon as he can. He's got his teammate in first, so if he can get it up to 2nd there, he can serve as a very good backstop for Marcelo Rivera. The other thing the drivers have to watch for at Oran Park is the pit lane entry. It's quite a tight entry, and the drivers have been known to clout the tyre bundles on the way in, which can really put a dampener on their race at this stage. And it looks like now Trent Thomas is... How far back? Trent still got a fair ways to go, but he's got Christine right behind him there, 8.6 seconds down from our leader at the moment. So they've got probably 6 seconds to try to catch up on Dave Oliver and James Keane. Now the last lap by, they took 3/10 out of James Keane as far as time. They're lapping in the 103.7s compared to James and Dave Oliver's 104.3. So they've just finished up their 19th lap. We're coming up to halfway here, folks. We've had probably about half the field stop at this point in time, and of course the top 10 have not stopped yet. The first person that has stopped is Leighton Fine. He's down in 11th position, so we can, and he's 40 seconds down. The lap times these guys, the pit times these guys are doing are 14 seconds, so allow another 30 seconds, probably 10 seconds into the pit and out, so that's 20 seconds. It's going to be really close to see if Leighton can take the lead of this race as the other guys pit, so we'll keep an eye on that. So unfortunately, folks, tonight Chris Bean could not be with me again tonight. Hope all is well out there, Chris, and I hope to see you come back next week to give me a hand here. So we can see now Marcelo's just entering the pits here, and we'll see where he comes out as far as Leighton Fine goes. So you can see it's quite a long, slow pit lane, but it's quite wide once they get through that entry. So we can see here now Leighton's coming up over the switchback, coming onto the main straight now as Marcelo is in the pits. Okay, Marcelo's still sitting there. He did a 12.3 second stop. And he's just come out and he's just made it in front of Leighton Fine here. So we can see there where Leighton's going to insert. He'll probably, when these other cars come in, he'll probably come back in just behind James Keane, who now James Keane comes into the pits, and Dave Oliver is staying out there for another lap. So James Keane entering the pits now. We'll see if he can come out in front of Leighton Fine and Marcelo here. So we can see Marcelo is now coming through the switchback again. I think James Keane may just get out in front of him here, so we'll keep an eye on James. It all comes down to the pit strategy or the pit stop time here as Marcelo comes back on. James Keane still sitting in the pits, a very long stop there for James, and he's just coming out now. Marcelo will get through, and Leighton Fine has also jumped him, so Leighton will find himself up to second position. So the undercut there for Leighton worked really well for the Mad Cow Racing driver tonight. So we can see now Dave Oliver is coming into the pits, and Michael Schreier is, we'll see if Michael comes in. Michael will take the lead, but of course with pit stops remaining, he will probably come in back into fourth. So Michael is also into the pits. Andrew Gaines is following him into the pits as well, which now having a look at Brenton O'Brien, currently in fourth position, still yet to stop here. We'll see if he's going to also dive into the pits. No, he's not. He's going to go around for another lap. So Marcelo Rivera here just coming down onto the main straight here, and he will retake the race. Michael Schreier's still in the pits here, which is going to allow Leighton Fine and James Keane to come up through those positions. And Trent Thomas is also now up to 5th position. Dave Oliver's come out of the pits in 6th, followed by Michael Barron in 7th. 8th is Lars Jeppesen. Michael Schreier finds himself out in 9th position here with a lot of work to do and 17 laps to go. As we can see now, Brenton O'Brien, who has taken the lead but will have to pit, is coming up to the back part of the track. So we'll see if he is ready to make his stop. He's the last driver tonight that has not pitted with 17 laps to go. So he's going to go through for yet another lap, folks. When he comes around to the back part, we're going to jump on board with him so you can see just how tight the pit entry is from the driver's perspective. So Brenton O'Brien, he drives for Evolution Racing Australia and is quite a force in the organisation of this team. He's also sponsored by Maverick Welding, so it's great to see Maverick Welding putting their support behind this great team. So you can just see how hard Brenton's working the wheel as he comes through the switchback. And we'll see if he's going to come into the pits this time by. He's coming back onto the straight here. And yeah, just check how tight that entry is. There's no room for error whatsoever entering into the pits here. So with Brenton O'Brien into the pits, folks, we have Marcelo Rivera in the lead. He's got a 1.5 second gap over Leighton Fine, 4.7 gap over his teammate James Keane. Trent Thomas finds himself 7.1 seconds down from the leader, and Dave Oliver now is in 5th position, some 11 seconds down. Christine Rogers at the moment, she was right up there with Trent. She's now down in 10th position and starting to come under pressure from Josh Burden in the Sim Racer Star Mazda. We're just going to jump back, folks, to lap 23 to see if we can see what has occurred for Christine. So she's had a bit of an off track here. As she's coming down the back, we'll see if there's been... Oh yeah, she's run wide there, which doesn't help at all. And she got it all back together, so that hasn't cost her many positions here at all. So I'm not sure what has occurred with Christine there. It could just be the way the track or the way the pit stops have gone tonight. Yeah, her pit stop was at 20.7, so she's probably taken tyres on, which would account for the drop in 5 positions tonight. So having a look back up front, folks, we've got James Keane now. He's 4 seconds down from Leighton Fine. The guys are spreading out a bit, but there's a good battle here between Josh Burden and Christine Rogers. Having a look further down through the field, there's not really many battles going on at this stage. We've got David Jellings, who's trying to catch up with Dylan Shepherd, and he has Nathan Bay behind him. So there's a bit of a battle brewing there. As we can see now, Nathan coming down with 13 laps to go, back on through into corner 2 for Mad Cow Racing. So there's a bit of a battle here between Lars Jeppesen and Michael Schreier. So Michael's doing a great job here. He fell right down to 23rd after the first lap. He's found himself now recovered up to 8th, so that's a fantastic recovery drive for the Osram Star Mazda driver. So at the moment, Dave Oliver has the fastest lap of a 103.438. So they're really starting to get down into their qualifying times. As we can see now, Michael is starting to get right on the back of Lars here. We'll stay with this, folks, and we'll see if Michael can get a bit of a tow coming out of the final corner here. Turn 12 onto the main straight. Oh, Lars has hit the wall, and it looks like this is going to cost him a spot. We could just see back there as Lars came out, he did collect the wall, and hopefully he hasn't got too bad a steering damage. We'll jump on to Lars's car now, and we'll just see if he does have any steering damage of that car. Yeah, he's definitely got bent steering there. We can see by the looks of it, we'll wait till he gets back on the straight, but it looks like it's right hand down, as you can see there, so that's going to cost him time, and he may even have to pit. You can just see how hard he's wrestling that car, because it was quite a big hit there. Yeah, he's definitely struggling out there with the steering, the handling of this car as he's coming back on the straight. You can see now how his steering is bent, and it's right hand down with 10 laps to go. He's got probably 4 seconds on Christine Rogers here, but he's lapping in the 105s and Christine's in the 104, so she's caught 1.1 seconds up on him on that last lap. So he's going to have to watch his mirror, because Christine in 9th position is closing fast. And it's quite an interesting paint job Christine has on. She's running a 50-50 paint split here with 2 car sponsors, one on the left, one on the right. Just trying to make out the name of those sponsors. Looks like she's also supported by unmetered servers, and what is that, Cache Central I think it is, on one side of a car, and Something Corp on the other side. So with 9 laps to go, folks, we've got Marcelo Rivera out in front at the moment. He's got a 1 second gap now over Leighton Fine. Leighton took 3/10 out of Marcelo's lead that time by. James Keane is in 3rd position, and he's starting to come under pressure now from Trent Thomas. In 5th position we have Dave Oliver at the moment. He's got a 3 second gap over Michael Barron. Michael Schreier finds himself now up to 7th position. So he's really moved his way through the field. Fantastic recovery drive there. Lars Jepperson at the moment in trouble with steering damage is in 8th position, and right behind him is Christine Rogers in 9th, and then Josh Burden just behind them, 23 seconds down from the lead in 10th position. Further on back, it looks like Dylan Shepherd is having he's still circulating out there with Nathan Bay still in 15th position and David Jelling still in 16th position at this stage. Brenton O'Brien finds himself down into 19th position after his pit stop. So, and he's got Jason Black in 20th position, his teammate, and they're 47 seconds down from the lead at this stage. So Leighton Fine's now set the fastest lap of a 103.354. So the times are still coming down here. As we can see now, Trent Thomas is starting to close on the back of James Keane here in 3rd position. So James will probably go into defensive mode now with 7 laps to go, and we'll see if Trent can jump up onto the podium tonight. So it's great tonight. We had a total of 52 drivers qualify for SMAC, or the Star Mazda Australian Championship. We've had 2 splits tonight. We're of course covering the top split, and we'll try and bring you a replay of the second split later on in the week. So at the moment, Leighton Fine is also closing in on Marcelo Rivera here. They're just 7/10 separate first and second spot here, and then James Keane is now also is in 3rd, followed by Trent Thomas. So there's a good 2 battle packs brewing here at the moment. Looking back at Michael Schreier, he's now up to 6th position, so he's got another 3 seconds to pull in to catch Dave Oliver. But looking at the times, they're pretty close to the same time, so it's Michael may get up to 5th, but I think that's as far as he's going to get tonight. But all the same, he dropped back to 23rd after that first lap incident, and finds himself now already up to 6th, so that's a fantastic drive. As we can see now, Leighton Fine is 0.5 of a second behind Marcelo and closing at this stage, so we'll stay with this battle and just see how this race sorts itself out. You can really see through there how the front wheel skips. That's how much grip these guys have in these cars. As Leighton, he's cutting right in there. He's just got to make sure he doesn't get those wheels on the grass, or else he might get a cut track penalty. So with 4 laps remaining, folks, we can see here Leighton Fine's still pulling in. He's dropped a little bit that lap, but he's still in striking distance of Marcelo. So 1 mistake from Marcelo, and this will be Leighton's race. So having a look from blimp cam, folks, you can just see the layout of this track as we follow them around, and we can see also how spread out that field is now as they're coming down the back part of the track now, and coming up through the blind chicane, I guess you could call it. Really probably the trickiest part of this track, because they can't even see where that track goes over that hill, and back onto the main straight now. So Leighton is still 0.5 behind, but he's really closing in now with 3 laps to go. So he's He's looking hungry for a win tonight. And further back, it looks like Trent Thomas has made a pass on James Keane there for third position. We'll see if we can find where that pass was made, folks. One moment. Oh yeah, fantastic move there on the inside, coming off the main straight there. Trent, fantastic move there for third position. So jumping back to the lead here, we've got Leighton Fine now trying to show his nose in there. If he can get just a little bit closer here, he may be able to make a move on the next lap. Marcelo's definitely going to be watching his mirrors as they come back with 2 laps to go. So we look like we're in for another exciting finish here tonight, folks, with Marcelo Rivera in first. Looking back, Leighton Fine is in second position. Third is now Trent Thomas. Fourth, James Keane. Fifth is Dave Oliver, and Michael Schreier is up into sixth position now, and still 3 seconds down from Dave at this point. Wow, we could see how Leighton threw that car into that last corner as he's desperate to try to make a move there, and it looks like Marcelo may have tagged the wall. We're on to the last lap now, folks. Can Leighton make a move at this late stage? He just hasn't been able to get into that draft, so he's running out of options here, folks. Maybe a last corner ditch effort we may see, but he's still 5/10ths down, and still Marcelo in the Maverick Welding Star Mazda leads this race. So coming to the back part of the circuit, we'll jump on with Leighton just so we can see how he goes across this blind part of the circuit, just to give you an idea how hard this part of the circuit is. So Leighton deep under brakes here, trying to get a good run out. He's not going to do it, I don't think, as he's coming out now, tucking in behind Marcelo. And congratulations to Marcelo Rivera from Evolution Racing Australia, taking out tonight's race. In third position, Trent Thomas, and closely followed by James Keane. Dave Oliver will come home in fifth position with his teammate Michael Schreier in sixth. Michael Barron will finish in seventh position tonight, and Christine Rogers will come in 8th. 9th, Josh Burden in the Sim Racer Star Mazda. 10th is Lars Jepperson. Craig Jones is 11th position. Darren Vouch will finish in 12th position tonight. We can see now Jason Black coming across the line in 19th position, and Brenton O'Brien is just coming up over the bridge. He will finish in 20th position and 1 lap down. So it was a good showing here tonight for the Evolution Racing Australia drivers here, with 2 of their drivers in the top 5. So as Brenton O'Brien comes through to finish, we'll take you through the full positions here, folks. Marcelo Rivera wins tonight, followed by Fine in second, Thomas third, Keane fourth, Oliver fifth, Michael Schreier, fantastic recovery drive there. As I said, 23rd, he was our pole sitter. He dropped down to 23rd after a spin, and he's managed to get himself back up to 6th. 7th, Michael Barron. 8th, Christine Rogers. 9th, Josh Burden. 10th was Craig Jones. 11th was Lars Jepperson. 12th, Darren Vouch. 13th, Simone Gelly, sorry. Sorry, Simone. 14th, Nathan Bay. 15th, Dylan Shepherd. David Jellings finds himself in 16th position. Damien Carr 17th. 18th, Peter Latham. 19th, Jason Black. 20th was Brenton O'Brien. 21st is Alan Holgerson. 22nd, David Pegler. 23rd, 5 laps down, was Andrew Gaines. 11 laps down, Josh Anderson, and Luke Hamilton has retired from tonight. But you know, these races are only these races have race admin looking over them, so these results are only provisional. So I'd like to welcome up to the RRTV commentary box our race administrator, Scott Connors. So Scott, from your point of view, how was that race tonight, mate?
I was excellent from all the drivers. Went out to hand out one penalty tonight. It was very clean. There was very good battles throughout the whole field. I'm sure you would have got a few there. And it was probably one of the best races in the season, I reckon. It was the cleanest one of the season too, I think.
Yeah, it was definitely exciting, and it was amazing to watch Michael Schreier come back from 23rd position. He's finished in 6th. So that was a great recovery drive. From your perspective, with that incident between Marcelo and Michael, was that just a racing incident from your point of view?
It sure was. I went and had a look back and looked at it, and yeah, it was borderline. Yeah, it was borderline race penalty, a racing incident. Sorry. So because I believe Michael's just cut it a bit too fine, and which has made him being a bit slow over there, and Marcelo did everything he could to not hit him. I watched it, and he got out of the gas and everything to try and not hit him, and it just came down to racing. Plus, I believe there was the slightest bit of net code in there as well. So, but yeah, it was mostly race controls. I mean, I don't know what I'm going on about tonight.
Yeah, racing incident.
That's the one I was looking for.
Yeah, we just got the replay up now. Yeah, from the camera's point of view, from what we could see, it definitely looked like Michael just got it, you know, as you said, offline there. He's had to check up a bit, which unfortunately has got Marcelo in the rear there. So, but all the same, it was a great recovery drive coming back for Michael tonight. So he'd have to be happy with a 6, although I'm sure he'd prefer a first place.
Well, yeah, he's been the benchline driver this whole season, really, and don't think it will affect him that much in the championship, even because I thought it might have been. But that was a marvellous drive by Michael there. He really needs to pat himself on the back for that. That was remarkable. Coming from dead last, about probably 10 seconds down, and then come back to 6. That's a bloody good effort.
Yeah, it certainly was. He'd probably get drive of the night, and it was good to see a few new names out there tonight. It looked like we had Christine Rogers making a debut in the top split tonight, so that was great to see.
Yeah, there's been a flood of entries coming in. I think we've been accepted up to I think the number was near 10 of league requests this week, even with the announcement of OzSmack. If you haven't looked at that, that has been announced this week. You can find that in Star Mazda for it, if you're interested.
Yeah, I haven't made that announcement to our viewers yet, but we might as well while you're up here. So, folks, OzSmack will be running straight after the Australia-New Zealand Skip Barber Championship, and they will be running every 3 weeks. So, a bit about that series. This series, the Smack series, is a fixed setup series, and the guys run for a fixed time. Now, with the OzSmack, from what I understand, that'll be open setup, and the races will go for, what are they, 180 kilometres, Scott?
Yeah, I believe so, and no escape rule and safety car will be possible as well in that, because if it's longer races, so it's another thing. It's new, and yeah.
Which is going to be fantastic to see the safety car. I know the Australian New Zealand Skip Barbers also have the safety car in there with live admin, but they haven't had to use it yet, so hopefully we won't have to use it in OzSmack, although it would be quite exciting to see the safety car come out in one of these races.
Oh, for sure, just adds a whole number of varieties into the race strategy and everything, and it'll throw up a lot of strategy, and it'll be great to see. And yeah, hopefully there won't be too many, but I'm sure there will be, especially with the tight tracks like Montreal and Bathurst.
Yeah, that's right. Once I get into those tighter tracks, it's a high possibility safety car may be used. Now, for Ozsmack, I think they're going to be running 7 rounds. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. First round will be 3rd of May.
Fantastic. Well, anyway, thanks for popping up, Scott. And we've just got Matt coming in now. It looks like you guys were busy tonight, but it doesn't look like you've had to hand out any penalties, which is good news for the drivers.
Well, I don't think Matt had to hand out any. I just had to hand out one drive-through for Joshua W. Anderson with an incident with Alan, I believe, because there was only one race control live steward in each split tonight. So
okay. No worries. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for popping in. Hopefully, I said to the viewers, if I can get a copy of the replay, I'll try and get a delayed telecast up of Split 2. From your point of view, Matt, you were over on Split 2. How did that race go?
Yeah, Split 2 was fantastic tonight. We had a really consistent field. Great racing through all the field. A few cars that lapped down at the end, but overall, great racing, mate. Compared to Split 1, from what I was hearing from Scott, we were talking to each other during the race in our race control server, but I think I was in the better split in Split 2, racing standards wise, mate. So, great job from all the drivers in Split 2. Dylan Francis grabbing the win there in the end. Close battle with Ashley during the race, but he blew his engine towards the end of the race, but managed to finish the race, which is good. That's Ashley Thomas, so unfortunate for him.
Yeah, fantastic. And how many drivers did you have in Split 2? Probably about 20, is that about right?
Yeah, 23, mate.
So that's a fantastic turnout, because we had, I think, 23 in the top split as well. So that's fantastic to see the drivers support this great series. Hopefully they'll also jump into the Ozsmack and give that a run as well.
Yeah, let all the drivers know that that's running on the Sundays. So hopefully they can all get involved and make that series on Sundays just as strong as our Thursday night series has become.
Yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, thanks for popping in, Matt. I'll bring some of the drivers up now and get their stories on how their race went.
No worries, mate.
Hey, mate.
So we've got Josh Burden here. Josh tonight finished in 9th position. So from your perspective tonight, Josh, how did that race go, mate?
The actual race was pretty good. My qualifying, however, was a different story. Qualified down in 22nd. So, I was pretty happy to make out 13 spots in the race. But anyway, the first couple of laps were a bit of... wasn't much room given down the back, but it was all good. So after qualifying, get up in 4th last week, I was a bit... thought this is a bit different. And here, start this race.
Yeah, and what's it like driving the Star Mazda around Oran Park?
Because the car's pretty stiff, being high down across open wheeler, over the bumps, kind of from the bottom of the hill to basically the last corner. If you don't hit the apex right, you get out on the bumps. It can push you wide through those and can lose a lot of time. But if you get it right, it's a great track for this car.
Yeah, and it looks like we're having a look at the replay of the race, and the first couple of laps, it looks like you were surrounded by your teammates in there. There's 3 sim racer Star Mazdas.
Yeah, that's it. I attempted to qualify as well as I should have. I was just trying to get past Damo there. But yeah, it was not a after the first few laps, once I kind of got past that little pack, it was a good race.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, before we let you go, Josh, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Race Magazine, JFF, you for doing a broadcast tonight, mate, and this makes you listen on that series. That's good.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Thanks for popping in, Josh, and look forward to seeing you again next week, mate.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
So having a look down, we have Dave Oliver at the moment waiting to come in. So we'll bring Dave in, and we've also got Michael Schreier, which we definitely have to talk to. Hi Dave, welcome to RRTV's commentary box. Fantastic race tonight, mate, and it looks like you finished in 5th position there, but you were having a good battle there with James Keane for a while.
Yeah, it was actually a good result. As much as it should have gone better, it was, I'm happy with a top 5. Good qualifying, got third. Actually, got started 4th. Made him fine. Pipped me for the third. But yeah, running with the top 3 after Michael's spin into the last corner on the first lap, when he got a little bit of airborne over the flip-flop, and then I think he may have got a slight tap from Marcelo. Not too sure. Could have been netcode. But yeah, seemed like it was a good race from there. I just screwed up my pit stop, so.
Yeah, and were you keeping an eye on the lap times as Michael was coming up through the field?
I didn't really have time to do that. Like, I knew when he, after he came out from his pit stop, I knew he was only 5-6 seconds behind, so I knew he was up for a good result. So I was hoping he would easily get in the top 10, which he did, so it's a good result, good consolidation for both of us. So, because, yeah, I came into the pits in, I think it was first at the time. Marcelo and Leighton had pitted, and yeah, jokingly, I must have had the work experience kids on on duty, and yeah, stuffed up the pit stop. I went to add a little bit of extra fuel, and yeah, misread high speed and space barred it too early, and yeah, then had to re-add fuel. It just slowed me right, stuffed my stop right up, and yeah, so I came out about 10 seconds behind, so I would have been up with Marcelo and Leighton.
Yeah, you're up there for a bit of the time, but yeah, as you said, the pit stop probably cost you quite a bit. But 5th position, that's pretty good out of a field of how many we have? 25 tonight. So fantastic effort there, mate.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, overall, it's a good result, especially after my the previous rounds where a few accidents and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a good points all for not only myself but for the team as well. So, because I actually put in a good amount of practice this week, I was doing multiple race runs and all that kind of stuff. So I knew that I had the the consistency and stuff, but it's still just working with traffic. So.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? And traffic around here, you have to really know your racecraft when you're in traffic around Oran Park, that's for sure. But we've just brought your teammate, Michael Schreier, up. Michael, first of all, congratulations on your pole position, but that first lap looked a bit nasty from my perspective. How was it from yours, mate?
Yeah, well, it was... yeah, thanks, Bernie, but... it was all going to plan until the flip-flop before the last corner there, and basically just caught the curb a little bit too much on the inside, which slowed me up, and Marcelo had done all he could to back off a little bit, but just a little bit of contact, but it's not his fault, and I'll cop that one as a driving mistake on my behalf, but definitely a good fight back from last to 6, so I'm pretty pleased with that, and Davo in 5th there, so very good for the team, up to pointy end again.
Yeah, it was a fantastic recovery drive. We had a look at the replay of that incident and spoke to race control, and you're right, it looked like Marcelo lifted and there was a bit of net code apparently involved. So, but, you know, all in all, from the first lap you were right down there in 23rd, I think it was, and getting all the way back up to 6th, that was fantastic driving, especially around Oran Park, mate.
Yeah, well, my spotter was telling me just to not to pitch straight away, just to keep out, because he knew it was quick, stay out of trouble, and just put in fast laps and sort of just pit right at the last minute, and yeah, it seemed to have worked.
Yeah, it certainly did. We were jumping on board with you quite a few times during the broadcast, and every time we jumped back to you, you're already up another position, so it was fantastic driving. So before we let both of you guys go, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Davo can handle this one.
Yeah, thanks to the team, SSR, Osram, LED lighting, and our spotter for the night, Wayne Burke. So,
and to you guys, RRTV, excellent job as always.
Yeah, no worries. It's only me up here. Chris has had the night off again tonight, which is probably why it's all sounding a bit flat. But thanks for popping up, guys. It's fantastic having you here, and look forward to catching up with you again next week.
Thanks, Bernie.
Benny.
So I'd also like to welcome Brenton O'Brien up into the commentary box. Brenton, fantastic result for you boys tonight. It looks like you had 2 drivers there in the top 5.
Yeah, really stoked for the Evolution Racing Australia team tonight, with Marcelo coming first and James Keane coming fourth, so a good result. And Jason Black, new to the series tonight too, doing a good job. I'm not sure what he came 19th, I think it was, but yeah, really happy with the result for the team.
Yeah, no, it was really good, and at one point we had you leading the race, but that was before pit stops. But we were watching mainly James having some great battles there with Trent Thomas earlier on, but Marcelo, the drive must go to him tonight, because he was under some immense pressure there in the closing laps.
Yeah, from what I understand, Leighton had a bit of pressure on him. I think Marcelo seemed, from what he told me, to rush off to, he's going to nearly start for work tomorrow, I think, but he seemed fairly comfortable. He was talking through the race, but you know, there's some good drivers in here, and poor old Mick Shriver, we know how quick he is putting on pole tonight, but with a lap 1 incident, he did a fantastic job working his way back through to 6. But no, Marcelo was really happy at the end of the race, and yeah, just already looking forward to next week.
Yeah, that's right. It was a fantastic, really clean drive from Marcelo. We were watching him in the last, few laps when he was under pressure, but he looked pretty unfazed there. So give him our congratulations when you catch up with him. We also announced tonight the OzSmack series, which will be running straight after the Skip Barber's Australia-New Zealand Championship. Do you reckon we'll see any Evolution Racing Australia drivers in there?
Yeah, you'll see, I think at the moment we've got the 2 Maverick welding cars, James Keane being one, and Lance Perkins being another one. It's just Sunday afternoon, very hard with family commitments, etc. So, it was, you'll see certainly 2 of us, or 2 cars in the field, and congratulations to the G&T boys for running that extra series, and the timing seems to be fairly good, running in line with the Skip Barber. So, yeah, no doubt that you'll see a couple of Evolution Racing Australia Star Mazdas in that series as well.
Yeah, we're really excited here at RRTV, because we'll be broadcasting both of them, and the idea behind it's going to be pretty much like a race meeting. 2 races run back to back, same track, same weather, so it should be quite exciting.
Yeah, it will be exciting, and it could go on the piggyback of SEK later on, so no doubt long afternoon, long nights for yourself, Bernard. But it's that could be something that's in the pipeline. Get all 3 races going at the same track, same weather, and how good would that be?
I'd be absolutely fantastic. We're trying to replicate, the old race meetings you used to see on TV, where you'd have all the different classes all turning up and racing the Sunday afternoon. So hopefully that'll come off, and we'll see how that goes. But we've also got Dylan Shepherd up here. I might have a bit of a rest, Brenton, because it's been only me up here tonight. Did you want to have a bit of a chat with Dylan?
I can do that for you, Dylan Shepherd. Welcome to RRTV's, what are we, round 5, I think it is, of the Smack series run tonight at Oran Park. Mate, tell us a bit about your race. Did you have a good race?
Look, had a fun race. Yeah, it was a brilliant race. Nice, clean overtakes all around. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, had a bit of contact in the early laps, but nothing to really do about it. It wasn't his fault, wasn't my fault. I think it's just a bit of a racing incident, but overall had an awesome race coming back to the field, and yeah, it was really enjoyable, and thanks for G&T Racing for putting it up, and even thanks for the Osmac series that's going to be coming up. That's going to be new and exciting, and it'd be great to see everyone do that as well.
With the Osmac series coming up, you guys, I'm sorry, but how many are in your team? You guys got representation in that?
Well, there's 3 of us in the team at the moment, mainly, and look, me and Brad Newman probably will be having a run. Dean's been a bit busy lately, haven't really been seeing him do much racing at all, so hopefully he can pick his game up and start getting back into it, but, life sometimes takes us over, so yeah, hopefully just 2 or 3 of us will be getting back into that, and yeah, it'd be good to see how everyone goes with open setup. We've been looking forward to that for a while. Just simple little things like brake bias will make so much difference.
And your race tonight, mate, started 10th on the grid BC, finishing 15th. Mate, about lap 10 had a bit of issues there. What exactly happened there?
We're in a bit of a train in them laps, so I think it was like 5 or 6 cars. I was leading it to begin with, and I think I just dropped 1 position, and then the next lap, I think it was Nathan Bay tried to. It was a bit close to me. He didn't really try for an overtake, but it was just coming into turn 3, that sharp right-hander. It was just everyone was hard under the brakes, and I think he might have just missed his brake marker a little bit, or might have just been a bit of net code, and he's only just tapped to the back of me, which spun me around and put me off. So look, it wasn't a hard contact. It wasn't on purpose or anything. So doesn't bother me. But yeah, it's just a bit of bad luck. But it's a fun race, and that's what we're here to do.
And your thoughts on the Oran Park track? It's no dramas at all. The cars seem to be fairly good around here, and it was actually overall seemed like a pretty clean race. Next week at Twing Ring at Motegi East, it's a night race. I'm not sure how we're going to go there without lights. That might need to be changed. What's your thoughts there? Any chance to run them Star Mazda there at all?
No, I've never ran Star Mazda around there or any open wheeler around there at all. So yeah, it'll be interesting, and it'll be good to see. If the night race will be interesting as well, if they do stick with it, which I don't mind if they do. It's always good to have another challenge. But look, I had the SEK there a few weeks ago in the Enduro, and it's a great track, probably one of my favourites on the iRacing calendar. So yeah, hopefully it's a good round, just like every other one has come out to be.
Well, Dylan, good job tonight, mate. I know qualified 10th, ended up 15th, but had some dramas there. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to at all? Thank you, sponsors.
Just to TPR Engineering for all their help and support. Custom Image Concepts for their support as well, and Daco Motorsports. They're another team in iRacing, and they help us out where they can sometimes. So yeah, it's good to just have some people having our backs with stuff like that. So yeah, just thanks to all them guys, and G&T for putting on this awesome series.
Too easy, good job. That was Dylan Shepherd coming 15th tonight in round 6 of the Star Mazda Australian Championship. Trent, I've noticed you're here in our interview room. Have you? I've been. Bernie's left us, had a break, and good luck to him. He deserves it. Have you had an interview yet? Just got to get to that.
Nah, mate. Just been brought up here, so I've just been listening to you guys.
Well, I'll introduce you. Well, we've got Trent Thomas with us here at the moment. Trent, where did you finish? I think you had a pretty good race, want to say. Yeah, on a podium. Congratulations, mate, in the G&T Star Mazda, mate. Tell us a bit about your race.
Cheers, yeah, I started 5th, I think it was. I didn't get the best start. And just didn't really get into a rhythm for a while, and I just kept dropping positions. I think I fell back to about 10th at one point, and I was on the back of the line that Dylan was just speaking about. Quite intense, a big line of cars in front, like not really much room for error. So brilliant driving by everybody there until unfortunately there was an incident. I don't know how I got past it, but I was sort of setting up a move on my teammate Andrew Gaines in front of me. So I'd sort of gone wide to cut back in tight, and lucky for me, the track was just clear at that point, and I got straight through. And then pit strategy, I think, at the end there also helped. I ended up taking front tyres because this track seemed to wear the fronts a lot. So second half of the race, I seemed to have a fair bit of grip going into the corners. The rear end was a bit loose, but front end grip in the corners was really good and allowed me, I think, to have a bit more corner speed towards the end of the race.
Yeah, like you said, lap 7 you dropped down to 10th place, I think it was, yeah, and then pitting on lap 21, again after the pit stop down to 10th place. Any strategy behind your move pitting at that stage, or just trying to get as far as you can with a bit of track gap and coming out in clean air?
I was behind a car for a while. I wasn't making any ground at all on the car, and I think they might have made a mistake in front of me. I managed to get the pass done, and then I just tried to sort of get a big gap because the pit entry here is a bit how's your father. So I just wanted to not have a car behind me too close, so that when I went to the pits, it wouldn't be an issue. And I ended up making about a second gap on that lap, so I chose to come in then. I was getting a bit low on fuel as well, I think, and I decided on the fly, I think it was about lap 5 or 6, I decided I was going to put front tyres on it.
Okay, so you took tyres, and so I was about to say, your fastest lap surprisingly was on lap 31 with a 103.509, so a good time. So your thoughts behind taking the tyres, do you believe that move paid off?
I definitely think it did. From the practice laps that we'd run this week, I've noticed probably even after 5 laps of really pushing the car, it just wanted to wash every corner. You really couldn't attack, I guess, as much as you'd really like to. So I thought there might be a bit of front end wear here, so I think it definitely paid, and I had corner speed towards the end of the race as I was chasing down the podium position.
And Twin Ring Motegi East next week. It's a night race, as I said. I'm not sure how the cars will go around night time without headlights, but your thoughts on that track?
Motegi East, I've had some good races there in the V8, and that was at night. I have done some test laps around here in the Star Mazda. I think it's actually should be a good track for this car, and it was at night. I was by myself, and vision was quite fine without the headlights, but I think we're going to throw up a session Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening sometime. Just ask guys to just get in there and run some laps with other cars just to see what the visibility is like, and we'll make a decision before Monday night's official practice whether or not we'll run night or daytime.
Well, mate, good job tonight, and good job running the series too. So it's a big effort by you guys, and I'm very sure that it's appreciated by all what you guys are doing. And anyone, obviously, you want to give a shout out to your new sponsors at Quick Beds?
Yeah, well, Monster Designs have been with us from the start, Andrew and I, and use code 1564 when booking accommodation, and you'll be helping out our team to try and put some money back into this series to keep the series running, and also with the new series OSMAC starting up, help towards hosting costs and things like that.
Well, mate, congratulations on your podium position tonight, and really good effort, and no doubt with the new OSMAC series coming up, mate, good luck with that, and thanks for everything you've done.
Thanks for having me.
Too easy. Trent Thomas, round 6, podium position tonight, coming third at Oran Park. Bernie, you're back.
Yeah, thanks for covering off there, Brenton. I just needed to go and get a drink. But anyway, folks, thanks for joining us tonight for the Star Mazda Australian Championship, the top split at Oran Park. Next week, we're going to Twin Ring Motegi North, I think it is, and it may be a night race, so that could be exciting. Looking further in the week, though, we have the SEK Queensland GT Series being broadcast live this Sunday night, and keep an eye on my Facebook page there for times. So just wrapping up tonight, congratulations to Marcelo Rivera taking out first, followed by Leighton Fine in second, Trent Thomas in third. The fastest lap was also set by Leighton Fine tonight with a 103.354. So anyway, folks, thank you for tuning in to our live broadcast tonight, and thank you to Brenton O'Brien for covering me. My name is Bernie Weemers, and you've been watching RRTV.